I'm absolutely certain that everybody watching this video would like to have lower patient turnover, staff turnover, and associate turnover. We'd like to have great performances from our patients, from our staff, and from our associates. In this short video, I'm going to share with you one of the key pieces to getting great performance and long-term staying power. So here's the setup. Every single chiropractor I know would love to have patients that perform well inside your office and stay inside the office. They'd love to have support staff that performs well and stays for a long time and does their work well over a period of years. And associates, it's the same thing. So one of the things that I found out that helped me have great patient retention, number one. Number two, good long-term staffing solutions and associates who stayed for a long, long time was for them to have an advocate. And you know who the advocate was? It was me. And in the next section, I'll talk to you exactly about how you can play the part of the advocate. So what is an advocate? An advocate is someone who takes your part in the process that you're in. Let me give you an example. My wife was a very, very strong advocate for our boys as they were going through school. She would make sure that they got the right classes. She was on their side, wanted to make sure that there was a successful result. But how does that apply to patients? How does that apply to staff? And how does that apply to associates? I'll talk to you about that in the next segment. So let's first talk about the role of the advocate. The advocate understands the process that patients, staff, or associates are in. They understand what it looks like successfully completed too. In other words, a vision for the successful destination. And the advocate, number two, understands that everybody needs an advocate. Now, if for some reason the person in the process doesn't need an advocate, that's great. But most people do, because for a patient, for a staff person, for an associate, this is brand new for them. So number three, I like to explain my role as an advocate. Let's talk about the patients. So in the first couple visits with a patient, I will say, I'm your advocate. I want to make sure that this process goes as well as possible. If you have any concerns whatsoever, I want to make sure that you share them with me. So I'm going to tell them that I'm on their side. I know how this is done well, and I know where they want to go, and that I want to make myself available for them to share their concerns. If they have a financial concern or a time concern, or maybe they're not responding to care. If they don't tell me, then all of a sudden they're gone. So how about a staff person? Somebody starts in a new position in a clinic, and the manager or the owner of the clinic should say to that person, I want you to do well in this job. This is a good place to work. These are wonderful people that we take care of. We have fun as a team. If at any point in time you get stuck or there's a difficulty, I want you to come to me and tell me about it. Now, I also do that with my associates. I'll pull my associate aside and say, I want you to do a very, very good job here. I want you to help people, have fun, make great money. I know what this looks like. I can give you several examples of people who did this really, really well and now are in their own practices and doing very, very successfully. So I'm on your side. I want to make sure that you know that I've got your best interest at heart. So that's the way I set myself up as an advocate. And I explain the process. I open up the communication channels. Understand also that everybody at some point in time is going to struggle. If they don't, that's great. But everybody at some point in time is going to struggle. So if somebody comes to you and says, I'm having some difficulty, or I need to talk to you about something, I want you to be that person who will listen. Now, if somebody doesn't come to you, I believe that you should also check in. And checking in might mean that you say to a patient, how are you doing? I know that you're responding well, but how's the How are the financial solutions working out? How's the care schedule working out? How are your appointments working out? Just check, make sure that they're doing okay. I go to a staff person. I'm standing up at the front desk and we're closed and nobody else is there. And I say to the person at the front desk, how's the job working out for you? I hope to hear, I love the job, but I might hear something like, I'm having a trouble with one of the staff people that I'm working with. So that lets you know that there's something that needs probably your attention. Or I pull my associate aside and I say to him or her, how are you doing? Now, I'm a mentor, and a mentor shares his journey with you while he encourages you in yours. Now, they might tell you that there's a lot of work to do, and I would say, yeah, I totally get it. I'm an advocate. I'm not going to take the pressure off. I'm not going to solve the problem for them. I will encourage them in the process. But an advocate makes sure that they understand the vision, that they understand that people need help, that they explain the role of the advocate to the person that they're advocating for, that they will understand that everybody who needs an advocate at some point in time is going to struggle, and that you check in. And if you do that, here's what will happen. Your patients will be listened to, their problems will be solved along the way as chiropractic brings to them their recovery. Number two, your support staff will understand that you care about how they do, and the associate will know that you care about their success just as much as you care about your own. This is Dr. Noel Lloyd for 5 Star Management, and I know this stuff works.